Okay, so welcome everyone in my podcast, Master Your Emotion and Find Your Truth. So today is the podcast number 9, but today I've got a beautiful soul. I would like to say it like that, and with a beautiful spirit inside. But definitely, Ismael Perez probably is going to introduce himself much better than me because he knows himself better than anyone on the planet Earth, definitely, and probably the cosmos as well. So, welcome everyone warmly and welcome, Ishmael. Thank you for accepting my invitation.
You're welcome, Gabriela. You're welcome.
Would you mind just only introduce yourself to my audience? My audience is much more spiritual awake, but some of the maybe souls they just only searching much knowledge, and also they searching much more information because they are just only questioning. So probably this is not probably, but definitely is a part of the awakening time. So would you mind just say a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name is Ismael Perez. I am the author of Our Cosmic Origin, a book that bridges the gap between ancient metaphysical knowledge, cutting-edge science, philosophy, restoring the ancient mystery school teachings, giving us an in-depth understanding of the cosmos, galactic history, the true history of the Earth, and much more. So I am considered an awakened starseed. I am an ambassador to the Cosmic Federation, or the Intergalactic Alliance, Interdimensional Alliance rather,
Mhm.
and work for the Emerald Order, which is an alliance that was formulated billions of years ago by the high level intelligences who were overseeing the development of the Earth. So I am a part of that, and all my life, I kind of knew that I wasn't from this world. Since I was a kid, I felt different. My awakening began when I was in my early 20s, and then that's when I started having visions of the future, downloads of the galactic history. I started also investigating exopolitics, the truth about extraterrestrials, other dimensions, and that's how I fell deep into the rabbit hole. And so I published my first book in 2008 called The Secret Government. And
Yeah.
then in 2000 and at the end of 2021, I published Our Cosmic Origin, and I'm currently getting ready to release the second edition with an added chapter that's going to segue into the next book, volume 2 of Our Cosmic Origin.
Wow. Yeah, I was just only seeking the name of your Facebook, and today I went on the podcast with Natalia. I couldn't remember anyway her name. That was a spiritual coach, and then you just mentioned like a cosmic. You mentioned that the secret government. So I didn't read it yet, but definitely I'm going to get it this one after our podcast. Definitely.
Oh, the
Uh,
Secret Government isn't out yet. I
oh, it's
still have.
not.
No, it's not. It's not going to be out for another couple months or so. I just found the file, so I have to re-edit it, and then I'll be able to republish it.
Oh, so that means you wrote that book, you wrote that manuscript, and you didn't publish it yet.
Yeah, well, I know I published it in 2008,
And now
but
it's
then
not.
yeah. So I'm going to do a second edition after 15
Oh,
years.
okay. Okay, I understand. Good. So I'm going anyway, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait, definitely. So coming back to our podcast, you've been always seeking the truth. Even you've been on the different planets on your past lives, if you believe it in the past life, because everything is happening spontaneously. So present, past, future, yeah, we've got everything now. So you've been seeking the truth, and you felt like a probably most of the souls on the planet Earth, the star seeds, alone and not fitting in. So, how would you like to tell them, I don't know, maybe from your experience, if they're not fitting in, how they can navigate this world, how they can serve their own truth?
Yeah, well, the first thing to understand is that we came here to change the world. We came here to save the Earth and the universe because the Earth was heading into a negative trajectory. And then once we understand that, it's easier for us to navigate the third dimensional reality, where we become more of an observer, um, where we are of this world but not of it. So we become more of an observer rather than a reactor. So at that point, we just, don't take anything personal, go about your daily lives, understand who you are, your mission, your purpose, and do the work. And just, just do the work silently, because every person out there that does the work is contributing to the collective. And so as long as you're doing your work, you're helping in the ascension. And that is all that really matters. The earth humans will get to know who we are, because we are the disclosure. When the time comes, we will be able to come out and, in our original form, of course, through the DNA upgrades, we are activating. And so that's how they're going to know that we've always been living among them, that the extraterrestrials, that the positive extraterrestrials change worlds through the infiltration process by allowing us to incarnate as human beings so that we can change the system from within.
Yeah, because you mentioned that will be that time when we'll become back to our original form. Probably some of the audience, some of the people just only watching us and saying, "Oh, what was it? Who we are? Who we were?"
Right.
That's the question.
Well, yeah, we are the guardians. We are the guardians. Most of the star seeds don't remember, but a lot of them are the ascended beings. They are what some call the ascended masters and ladies of light. They have returned, and it's not just 7 of them; it's millions of them. It's millions of ascended beings that have returned back to the earth.
Okay. So where we come, okay, so we just only came from the star seeds, and that doesn't matter what kind of the planet that were definitely. But yesterday, I would actually definitely mention this. I went and I saw the movie. The movie that was the Avatar. That was the second one, actually the last episode, and they've been saying about the midkind. That was another planet. So probably a lot of people, when they watch Avatar, they activated their DNA, the memory, or something kind of them. How can I say? Yeah, definitely. I would like to stop here. The memory from the different planets, from the different past lives. How you can see that?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a very symbolic movie. It's revealing the truth about the secret space program. So when the people, planet Pandora, referred to as the sky people, they're referring to us, the interplanetary corporate conglomerate. All that technology that was displayed in that movie comes from the interplanetary corporate conglomerate, which was a breakaway group that was developed in the late 1940s and early 1950s through the House of Rothschild, through the Cabal families, and then, of course, the Draco and the negative ETs. They were able to create, a breakaway group. And that breakaway group is been establishing colonies and bases throughout the Milky Way. And so when they approach primitive planets, or planets that are not, I don't want to say primitive, but that have no technological development, that are more spiritually inclined, such as the people in the movie Avatar, they're considered the sky people. So now we're considered the sky people when we approach those worlds and we land and we want to take them for the resources. That's exactly what's happening when we watch movies like the Avatar. It's happening in our galaxy. We are misrepresenting the human race. We're going out there and we are landing in these planets that are spiritually inclined, and we are just taking the resources. And most people are unaware that these movies are telling us the truth.
Yeah, like always, I'm just only saying when I'm watching that kind of the movies, like I said, Avatar, Interstellar, or that kind of the movies. That's always as it's not an illusion for me. It's a completely true. So if you would like to find the truth, just when you watch that fiction, they call it the fiction movie. It's not a fiction movie. By the way, my daughters, they love it, that kind of the movie. They're saying, "Oh my goodness, that's a really, really pure reality." So if you don't know who you need to follow, just follow your children. I mean, the starseed children. So definitely like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I would like to come back a little bit and talk about your book, about our cosmic origin, because I'm fascinating about the frequency and what is the frequency, how we can perceive the frequency, and also the illusion of our body. Would you mind a little bit talk about it?
Sure. Well, everything is vibrating. Even matter is vibrating energy at a very low frequency. And even at what we would consider empty space, it's still matter. It's matter vibrating at high frequencies. So in a sense, there is no such thing as empty space. it is, the space around us is full of life. It's all around us. It's life existing in higher dimensions. And the only reason we go right through it is because we're only interfacing with the third dimension. So the avatars that we have are actually an illusion. It is an illusion, but at the same time, it's part of us exploring the lowest dimension so that we could have a greater ascent and we could have a greater experience, because this is the lowest dimension and this is the greatest, the hardest experience to ever exist in. And so as multidimensional beings, sometimes we forget who we are, but the whole purpose of us coming here is so that we could remember that we are multidimensional beings in human form. And then once we realize that, through the raising of our consciousness and through the raising of our vibrational frequency, we begin to access higher levels of reality that are beyond the third dimension. And a lot of us are already doing that, believe it or not. A lot of us are already accessing the fifth dimensional Earth Terra, which is all around us. It's just operating on a different dimension. So when we come to realize that everything in existence is vibrating, that we are part of the light energy spectrum, that breaks itself off into different densities, different vibrational frequencies, giving us the different realms and planes of reality, from the most subtle realm, where matter is very subtle and refined, to the most, which would appear to us as empty space here in the third dimension, to the most gross physical form, where matter is very solid. And that's what we're experiencing. We're experiencing the lowest point of light energy vibration. So that explains why we've only been perceiving and in tune to only about 4%. The other 96% of the so-called missing reality is there. It's just reality vibrating at higher frequencies.
Yeah. That was fascinating, because when I was reading your book, and that was like an illusion about your body, our body actually, and every human body. So it's really difficult to grasp for the, I would like to say, asleep people, when they don't have that perception in their head, in their mind, how they can perceive. And how would you like to describe for the non-awakened person? You've got, maybe not really not awaking, maybe they've got something inside them, just only lightening up. And if I just, for example, if I come to you and I'm saying that, Ishmael, can you tell me, tell me more about that illusion? How would you like to describe it? So how would you like to, maybe not another way, what kind of example you can give me, if I would like to know and much more understand?
Well, I guess the best example is the allegory of the cave from Plato. The story goes that you have these humans that have been chained in this cave from their childbirth, and all they know is just the shadows that are reflected upon the cave. And that's all they know. So in their perception, that's what reality is. It's just the shadows in the cave. But one day, one of the prisoners decides to climb up the cave to see what's out there. And when he pops his head up, and he sees it's a whole new world. He sees trees, he sees birds, he sees, the sky, the sun, and all the living creatures around, all the different specimens. And to him, that is what reality, it conflicts with his own perception of reality, because he doesn't understand what all this other stuff is. So when he goes back into the cave and he tries to explain to the others, hey, listen, there's more to reality than just the shadows in the cave, whole new different world out there. That's the same example, as to our perception. Our perception is rather more of an illusion, but yet it is, in a sense, as real, because we did volunteer to incarnate in third dimensional bodies so that we could experience this illusion. And so as we raise our frequency, as we do the spiritual work, then our consciousness, just like that individual in the cave, our consciousness rises to see what reality is really all about. And then that's how we exit the matrix. It's through the elevation of our consciousness.
How we can rise our frequency?
Through meditation and spiritual work.
That's so simple. Through meditation. If somebody doesn't want to meditate and say, I don't know how to do it, I don't know, what we can say to them?
Well, it's an individual choice, They could dwell in the matrix, or they could elevate out of the matrix. So that's
I would like to ask you, is there any different ways? Because when I just only was rising my frequency. I was looking the whole spectrum. So like you mentioned, all the chakras, of course, the healing, the process, but it's a ongoing process. It's not happening over the night, but we need to carry on and carry on. But also I was just only looking about the food, what I'm eating, what I'm just only seeing, hearing. So is that something is going to help others to raise their frequency as well?
Yes, absolutely. You know, what you put in your body, even your thoughts and your actions, your words, what you say, it's vibrating. So we have to be mindful of all of that.
Yeah, that's the frequency. Yeah, that's everything's like that. But when you mention about all the chakras, all the dimensions, that's amazing stuff as well. Because when I was read Dolores Cannon books, I'm happy I just only found them 2 years ago. And she was also describing the parallel universes, dimensions. And for me, dimensions, I don't know if you agree or not, I always appreciate different perspectives. So dimensions for me, sometimes when the people just only start living in the first chakra and they stop living there for the whole 20, 50, 60 years, and they would like to go to ascending process straight away, but they didn't have done the work, the 6, 5 second, etc., going elevating. Is that something you resonate with that as well?
Yeah, because the chakras are different. They're different points of consciousness or different levels of consciousness. So as a collective, humanity is going into the fourth chakra. So right now we're currently in the third chakra, which is yellow. Right now we're entering the third chakra, which is green, which is more heart centered. And so as humanity, we are going into the fourth dimension through the fourth chakra, of course, but the star seeds are going into the fifth dimension and above.
Okay.
But yeah, those are different levels of consciousness.
Yeah, that's how I can see as well. Sometimes the people are saying, oh, I have to go straight away to on the top to the crown chakra and be enlightenment in that state. But I said, go down and just only, go to the first, second, and just only do the work. And then you can go and be ascend much more quicker. Definitely like that. So how about the parallel universe and how they looks like and how we can see them and how we can recognize them? That would be the best question. How we can recognize the parallel universe?
Well, according to the quantum model of reality, there's an infinite amount of parallel universes, and each one is slightly different than this one. So we have every version out there that you could possibly be. There's even a bad version of you where you're the bad guy, and here you're the good guy, and everything in between. So we do have different selves that exist in parallel universes, and that's how scattered our consciousness is. So in this universe, we're only using a fractal of our full consciousness. The other 99% of our consciousness is scattered throughout the multiverse. And so the only way to access these other universes is through the modulation of your frequency, through the focus, through intention, because, if you want to be successful, you have to access the universe in which you are successful. If you want to, be whatever you want to do, that version of yourself does already exist in a different parallel universe. So it's just a matter of will, choice, intention, and changing your vibration. And that's how we are able to quantum shift, and believe it or not, because 95% of our lives is ruled by our subconscious mind, whether people know it or not, based on their thoughts and their emotions, they are constantly shifting into different parallel universes throughout the day without even knowing.
Yeah.
And that's really how the law of attraction works. The law of attraction is not just about thinking and putting up a wish board. The law of attraction is feeling. The feeling is a magnetic, the thought is the electric. And when you combine them both, you are quantum shifting into that parallel universe where you have abundance, where you have happiness, where you have healthy relationships.
Yeah, when you're talking like that, I just had a vision in my head, like we are climbing on the ladder. So the first step, second, and we every day, it'll be higher and higher. Of course, about our choice. If you would like to go up, you can go up. If you would like to stay in the level one, you can stay level one. It's always about our free will. Yeah, that's amazing. I had a few days ago that's weird, and it's not weird, but I felt really great after. I was like I felt in my body something something was moved me a little bit to the side, And I was like, I said, oh gosh, what's going to happen with me? I don't know if you had that feeling, but what I felt the part of my soul. I was integrating another part of my soul, another missing piece. I'm not saying like that, but also I've been elevated a little bit higher on the ladder on my life, on my path. So I don't know how you would like to, if you would like to, of course, share that information with my audience about how we can recognize we are in different dimension. I know we are talking about the ladder, but in the physical world, in the 3D world.
It's a feeling. It's a feeling that you see, it also, you'll see it in the circumstances that happen. Um, in one universe, everything goes your way. In another universe, things don't go your way. So it's a matter of choice, it's a quantum shift. But yeah, we experience it, we feel it, we experience it, we perceive it. That's how we know.
How about the dream? Can we experience our parallel universes in the dreams?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what dreams are. Dreams are different, you seeing yourself in different parallel universes. And a great example of that is the last movie put out by Marvel called Doctor Strange, The Universe of Madness.
Oh wow, this one's crazy one.
That's an example of how when we dream, we're seeing different versions of ourselves.
I can't remember the movie, but I was watching. There was a dream in the dream, and so even now when I'm talking to you, that could be a dream as well. I'm dreaming in the dream, and I couldn't awake. So my
Mhm.
awaking higher self is far, far away. So everything is projection now. I couldn't remember the name of the movie. Probably you watched as well. But yeah, I would like to say we are dreaming. We are constantly in the parallel universes, parallel universes. But how we can explain, because I had also the experience in my life when somebody told me, oh, I saw you there. I saw you there. I never been there.
Mhm.
I actually, my parallel me, and I would like to say copy of my decision, or just so no, not the copy, results of my decision. I was in a different place, and they told me, oh, you've been there, you've been there. I said, no, no, that's a nonsense. I've always been here. So have you ever experienced that stuff in your life when somebody told you you've been there so many places, but you weren't there?
Yeah, all the time. People tell me all the time that they see me in dreams, that they see me in other dimensions. And I guess, like I said, our other versional selves are active in these other dimensions, whether we are conscious of it or not. It's happening.
Yeah,
A
that's
lot of
possible.
us are active in other
Yeah,
dimensions. You know.
that's amazing. So how we can, because we are talking about the frequency, like always we are just only frequency. So we are just only beautiful light, pure light. But also you mentioned in your book about the 0 point. Would you mind
Mhm.
just only tell a little bit about the 0 point? Because some of the people who are watching us didn't have any clue what is the 0 point.
Yeah, the 0 point is directly related to the centrifugal spin, the torsion field, the Merkaba light body. The
Yeah.
chakras, our chakras that are vertical, they're spinning, right? They're creating an unlimited amount of energy. And so when we tap to our 0 point field, we're able to access the unified field, the universal intelligence that is everywhere, and that's how we're able to access Akashic records, past life experiences. It is all within the 0 point field. Some people call it the quantum level of reality. It's
Yeah.
all one, because we are going quantum, right? Our light bodies are activated, but there's different levels of accessing 0 point field. There's planetary power because the Earth is a torsion field too. It's a
Mhm.
spiral. It's like a sphere that has a toroidal field that is generating the Earth. That's why the Earth is round, because it's spinning, right? The solar system is a torsion field as well. There is a funnel at the center that is self-generating, self-sustaining.
Mhm.
The galaxy is a torsion field that is self-generating, self-sustaining, and from the central sun, it spews out universal life force, sustaining the billions of solar systems. And then in turn, our universe is a torsion field, right? Generating universal life force, sustaining all the galaxies. And so, as above, so below, we are a micro version of our universe. We're self-generating, we're self-sustaining, and when we access our own 0 point field, we begin to activate the light body, which is what grants us immortality, and which is what continually regenerates our bodies so that we don't age anymore. And that's one of the secrets that the ancients kept from us. It is the ancient art science of regeneration, developing immortality by accessing again our own 0 point fields, and by also integrating our subtle energy vehicles, right? Our energy bodies, our astral bodies, our higher spiritual vehicles, and then
Yeah.
integrating physical. And then that's how we reach 0 point field as well.
Yeah. And everything is through the meditation.
It all starts with that. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, because also I just only read, so I couldn't remember when, but there was a guy, he was just only meditating all day long, and he never aging. 500 years, 600 years. I strongly believe that those kind of the beings living on the planet Earth, definitely like that. Wow. So how, because we know that through the meditation, do you have any different possibility or different tools how we can tap to the 0 point without meditation? Just activate that light force energy in our body.
Through technology, but that's not healthy. You know,
Mm.
that's what they're trying to do through the transhumanist agenda, is merge us with machines in the long run. But that is the unhealthy way to tap into the 0 point energy. And a lot of extraterrestrials, that's how they're able to navigate, and through the different densities. That's how they're able to travel from one sphere of reality to the next. But it's all technology. The difference between us and them is that we have a unique opportunity to develop our own inner technology, which is the activation of our light body, our own 0 point field. And that's what makes us different than the other races out there, is that we could do everything they do without technology, through our own inner technology, which is our dormant DNA.
Yeah, so that's what I would like to say. That's why they are always hungry about the human beings, about just only putting our in the low dimension and keeping us in the low dimension. So definitely
Exactly.
like that. Yeah. Um, I've got another questions because we've been just only saying about the parallel universes. So if you can see on the picture for lots of people just watching us, you can see lots of, for example, the planet Earth, like a copy. So you can vision that pictures, lots of beautiful around spheres or something like that. So is any chance or is there any possibility? I know from my point of view, yes, but I would like to see and hear from you. Can we just only go and see another version of ourselves in a different parallel universe?
Absolutely. Yeah. Many
How
have too.
how
Many
can
have
do that?
um through different forms of techniques. You have to learn how to access the quantum field, because without learning how to access the quantum field, there's no way you could connect with other parallel universes.
Mm.
Then once you learn how to access the quantum field, then you're going to be able to connect with different versions of yourselves. And I actually teach those methods in my Starseed Cosmology class. I do,
Amazing.
yeah, I teach a course, and I do have some spots available in February. And I could give you the link for those that are interested in learning how to
Beautiful,
access.
please.
Yes, for those that are interested in learning how to access their parallel universe selves.
Yeah. Because always I had a vision, like I just only standing above and just only watching myself. When I had the out of the body experience, I was saw myself when I was sleeping and etc. So that's how I can see another version of myself in a different dimension and operating different reality. Yeah, that's amazing. Well, please send me that link so I can attach below that video. So
Sure.
people just can go and just only, yeah, sign up for your course. Is anything you would like to share with the audience and the people who are watching us, the beautiful star seeds, who they really, yeah, searching for the knowledge and information?
Yeah, just know that all the information, all the answers that we are seeking are within ourselves. We just have to trust the process of going inward. You have to take 20 to 30 minutes a day to meditate, to spend time alone with yourself and God, in order for you to begin to remember who you are, and it will be revealed to you. And also, it is important to make sure that you are living in the presence, because when we worry about the future, we are in anxiety. When we worry about the past, we are in stress. So, in order for us to live and maintain a high level of vibration, we have to always be mindful in the presence and really just also create. By being mindful in the presence, we are co-creating our reality both in the future and in the past. So that is, crucial right now to understand that the moment, the eternal now, is really all that we have, because we could change the past and we could change the future by being fully present in the eternal now. And for those that haven't read my book, I am coming up with a second edition with an added chapter. I think it'll be ready by next week, by the end of this year, maybe the first week of January. And you could get your copy through Amazon, Our Cosmic Origin. I also offer courses where I teach in detailed cosmic and galactic history. We go over the different star races. We go over dimensions, chakras, and then, of course, at the end of the third class, I teach you the techniques that will help you become multidimensional. And I'm also going to be speaking at the LA Conscious Life Expo, the 12th to the 14th of February. So, I'm going to be there 3 days. Yeah, I'm going to be speaking Saturday in mid-afternoon, and I'm also going to be on a panel, and I'm going to have my booth for those that want to go to the LA Conscious Life Expo.
I wish, but it's a little bit far away from me now. But definitely one day I will be there. So yeah, that's amazing. Is any quotes, any mantras, any words helped you thrive through the life and find your true self and rise up your frequency?
Yeah, this technique that I teach called Kriya Kundalini Yoga. That was one of my first meditative techniques that I learned when I was only 19 years old.
Oh, that's a Kriya Kundalini Yoga. And have you ever heard about the Shuddhini Kriya?
Say that again?
Shuddhini Kriya?
I never heard of that.
Ah, that's amazing. That's a kind of that moving the energy around your body, around the chakras. It's not just only main seven. I would like to say main 7, 12. Anyway, that's much more. So you're able to unblocking that blockages, I would like to say, the energy blockages inside your body through your hands. And that takes you 1 hour and a half, but it's a really, really, I'm not saying the hard job, but definitely pleasant, but definitely, yeah, taking a time, but it's amazing time. That's how I just awake my light body inside me. That was amazing stuff. But yeah. Wow. Thank you so much for coming here today. And thank you for sharing that knowledge and information with my audience.
You're welcome.
And please send the link, because then I'm going to attach everything. Good.
I will.
Thank you so much.
I hope you have a beautiful day.
You too. Bye.